Hello, Sheep Shack here. If that's a new name, it's because the other video hasn't come out yet. So basically, anytime I'm doing something where it's me not playing a character, I'll be Sheep Shack. So yeah, today we're gonna be doing I'm going to be showing you all my record collection. Me being a young adult I am, of course I have records. Uh, yeah. So I'll just be showing them. I'm not gonna get too deep into all of them. I'll be like the ones later I will, because those are the ones that I've really chosen. The earlier ones are ones I just got like the Goodwill or something like that for a few cents just because they had it. So I will go ahead and start that. Let's see how good this looks actually. Yeah, okay. So first, shoot. I'm gonna need a bookmark actually, just to mark what, because these kind of I've had them in like a bin like this in a minute, and they're kind of tight in there. I don't want to lose my track in the lose my track of because I have them in a certain order. I keep them in the order that I bought them in. I'll be right back. Alright, there. I can't see that. It's got a address and phone number on it. Alright, so first record I bought is Hat Trick by America. I actually bought this before I owned a turntable. America is a band I followed for a little bit. It's pretty good. First one I ever bought. There's the front. There's the back. And it came with a poster. Or kind of a bigger poster, so I'm gonna step back so you can. Alright, so front of the poster, back of the poster. I try to keep all the posters in there. I buy my own posters, so I just keep them in there with that. Why not? I don't want to damage the posters by putting them up on a wall. So I usually just reprint them. I just go and copy them, have them printed out at a store or something like that. So there it is. America Hat Trick. Alright, so second one I bought was New Horizons by the Sanders Brothers. This one I actually haven't been able to find anywhere. Not on Discogs, not on anything. So it's obviously an older band. I tried to contact the phone number of the company that pressed it, but the number is out of circulation, so I don't really know anything about it. It's kind of like a gospel thing. I bought it because Goodwill. You don't know what records are gonna be good, so I just went with something that looked like it had a complete cover, like it actually be an album and not Spanish romance music, which you wouldn't think would be very common, but it is it's common. Like half the time I walk into a Goodwill or something, it's mostly all Spanish music for young lovers or something like that. It's kind of odd. That's why I started going to stores instead of going Goodwill. The next two I want to say were actually bought for me, so I didn't buy these myself. So they're kind of weird ones. So. We have the Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix. It's kind of just the songs that were played in the first film. It's got a good selection in it, but it's not something I would normally buy if I was one buying it. It was a gift, as I said. I've actually got... It's not doing a very good job. I'm going to use this. I've actually got part 1 and part 2, Deluxe. It actually has 2 records in it. One of them that's just like the soundtrack and 2 songs, and the first one is just songs licensed music from the film. It's got a front, back, and it's a gatefold, so it's also got an inside to it. pretty neat, but like as I said, not something I'd normally buy if I was buying, you know, records on my own. But all the ones after this, most of the ones after this are ones that I bought on my own. I'll say whether or not they are. Alright, so next after that is another weird one I haven't been able to find on Discogs. It is Dimensional Sounds, and it is a high school concert band recording. It's West Layton High School concert band in I want to say it was in Illinois. Yeah, Illinois, North Lake. I haven't been able to find anything like this on Discogs, which means I might own the only copy of it left. Then again, you know, I saw it at Goodwill and I was like, hey, that looks like, you know, it might actually be music and not Spanish romance music. So I bought it and I was like, it's pretty good. It's got some good songs on it. It's got 2001 Fanfare, Symphonian's March, My Fair Lady, Procession of the Nobles, Fandango, and Universal Judgment. It's pretty neat. If any of you are, you know, happen to be one of the individuals in this picture, if they are not all dead, because this could just be from like, because it's got 2001 Fanfare, so it had to be at least from 70s above. So if you're one of the people in this and you want it, I would gladly, you know, get in touch, record it, send it to you, something like that. Alright. So next one is German Music of the Renaissance. It's not bad. Just, you know, singing German. I don't understand much German, so I'm not like, you know, I can only get so much enjoyment out of it. But it is, you know, kind of a instrumental type deal besides the singing. So I can get some enjoyment out of it, but not as much as I would on like other stuff. Next one is 17 Great Performances of Doc Severinsen. It's just one of those that every like beginning collector looks at and goes, oh, that's nice, you know, blah, 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 and buys. It's not bad. It's good reading music, I'd say. Next is probably one of the records that I have listened to the most. It's one of the early ones I found. It's a really good jazz. It's Pete Fountain's Golden Favorites. Really good one. Actually, this is like one of the ones I listen to the most because I read a lot. So it's just good like reading music. And I'd say it really got me into the like whole jazz thing. Which really influenced my later music tastes. I think, yeah, this is from one of my first times going to an actual record store and getting something. It's Retrospective Best of Buffalo Springfield, one of the only compilation albums I've ever bought. I was going first time, you know, it's just something I bought. I'm a big Buffalo Springfield fan. I like their music. At least I used to back then. It's got some good old songs on it. Next thing I've got is The Byrds, Mr. Tambourine Man. I don't even think I'd ever heard of The Byrds whenever I bought this. It was just suggested to me by the record store owner. It's a special edition Sibley vinyl seal of quality vinyl. I don't know if that means anything. Made in Great Britain, so pretty neat. Limited edition vinyl LP. 180 gram vinyl virgin vinyl pressings, heavy quality sleeves. Yeah, Mr. Tambourine Man. As we get later into the list, you'll get some more of the ones that I actually like picked, some stuff that I listen to now. This is one of them actually. I listen to this one a lot. Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are You Experienced? Pretty good one, you know. Jimi Hendrix. Any guitar player ought to own this, you know, or at least listen to it. It's pretty good. It's got some good classics on it. Jimi Hendrix. Who don't like Jimi Hendrix? Next, we have another one I got at a just like Goodwill. Danny Davis and the Nashville Brass, Texas. Not bad. Another one, England, Dan and John Ford Colley, Nights Forever. It's not bad, just some like soft rock type stuff. Next, we have another Pete Fountaine, New Orleans, Tennessee. Another really good one. He actually has a little bit of singing on this one. It's not bad, but I prefer his instrumental stuff. And that one is kind of like a weird gatefold, because you have to open it like this to get the record out, because the record is in here. It's pretty neat. So, like, whenever I went to Goodwill, I guess somebody, like, most of the stuff I've heard is if somebody passes, they'll just go, and they don't want to have to deal with selling it and this and that. They'll just go donate it. So that's kind of, I guess, somebody who liked Pete Fountaine a lot died. And that's good for me, because I got some other stuff. One of the weirder ones, I got Lil Wally, one-man band. Little story behind this one. I think I saw this and I was like, that looks funny. He looks like a funny little man. And then I went, he has like 14 platinum records. It's crazy. This guy popped off. People were like, holy cannoli. Lil Wally, one-man band. Gayest polkas and waltzes are on JJ Records. Just letting you guys know. Gayest polkas and waltzes, JJ Records. Boom. So I'm kind of a big music guy. I've been into music for about, say I got into it like my, sophomore, junior year. So I've been into music for around 3-4 years now. This is my collection so far. I only started collecting records about 2 years ago. Another Pete Fountaine. It's not bad. So I've only got around 60 records. I normally don't keep them in like I can't really see. I don't want to pick that up. This bin is pretty heavy now. I used to keep them in a bin. I'd carry them around whenever I'd go somewhere. I'd bring my record player with me in case I wanted to listen. Then it got too heavy, so I stopped. Ooh, one of the really good finds I got at like Goodwill. It's The Police. I got 2 of their albums. I got Zenyatta Mondatta, and I got what is it? Ghost in the Machine. Ghost in the Machine. 2 really good albums by The Police. I'm not too big into them now. Whenever I got these, I was like, "Whoa, these are really good for something I bought at for 99 cents at the store." Oh shit! Put it in the wrong order. Another Pete Fountaine, Music from Dixie. I listen to a lot of Pete Fountaine stuff. Whenever if I'm reading something, like I want to, sit down and read a long book, I'll just go from one to the next. Pete Fountaine, Sunsetters. It's really boring going through the early stuff because you aren't really getting some stuff that I really like to listen to. Ooh, is this? Yeah, we got Electric Ladyland. Funny story from whenever I first listened to this one. First track, And the Gods Made Love. It sounds really weird. It's not like traditional music. It's got backwards guitars and stuff like that. And whenever I first listened to it, it scared me because I was like, what the hell is wrong with my record player? Because, you listen to it, it sounds like, somebody sold you a beat-up record. It sounds like scratching. It doesn't sound like normal music, basically. So I was trying it on different speeds. And I was like, huh? What? Because it's the first, minute, maybe, of the song. And then it finally gets to the, have you ever been to Electric Ladyland? Yeah. So, I listened to that one a lot. It's got some good songs on it. I remember whenever I first bought it, I thought there was a mistyping on it, because that one's a new pressing. Because it said, Voodoo Child. like Voodoo Chile. I was like, dude, I got the special limited edition Voodoo Chile record, bro. And I was sending it to all my friends. They're like, you're stupid. Or at least that's me in the future saying that. 'Cause my friends didn't know who Jimi Hendrix was. Which, fair to be, I didn't know who he was until I bought his record or started getting into music. Bag's Groove by Miles Davis. This was a gift from a friend. It's a really good record, honestly. I wonder, are all these going to be backwards for real? That's possible. They could just be backwards for everybody. Who knows? Just flip your screen. Bag's Groove. A really good jazz record. One of my friends that was really into jazz. And I got another one from them. It's Sonny Rollins' Saxophone Colossus, which I've never been able to find a pressing of the Saxophone Colossus that had this cover on it. All of them have the green cover, I want to say, with the silhouette on it. So I don't know if this is a special one. It's gatefold, yeah. Gatefold. Picture on the back. I'll do that for all the ones that are like, not, unknown stuff. I'll try to at least. Unless the picture is just like the songs and that's it. I was really weary of getting new records. Because one of the first new records I bought, and actually me buying it, was Talking Heads 77. And it was messed up. It had a bunch of skips in it and all that. I was like, man, I didn't even think of that happening. I bought however many records from the dollar store for 99 cents, and none of them haven't had any problems. And I buy one new one, and it's got skips and it's messed up. Which really, discouraged me from buying new ones. But you really just, if you want something, you might have to sometimes. Iron Butterfly, Paul. I think this one's gatefold, too. Yeah, there's the back. And it is gatefold. Iron Butterfly is a pretty good band. This is another one that is like that Pete Fountaine one where you have to open it up to get to the record. Iron Butterfly, Ball. Pretty good album. We're starting to get into where I start only buying stuff from record stores. So I'll be actually talking about more of them as we go by. I think I discovered Iron Butterfly definitely online. I was starting to use YouTube Music to listen to my music instead of YouTube, normal. Ooh, is this Bowie? Yeah, David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust. Good album. I started getting really into David Bowie. I started to get into those classic, rock songs. Because my thought process with music was, start from the bottom, which, apparently the bottom for me was the 70s, because I didn't listen to anything before that. And work your way up so that you can understand what modern music is working on top of. Because although I was buying mostly really old stuff, there were some bands I was really into at the time. Like the new Master Sounds. It was one of the first new bands that I was really into. But I didn't buy any of the records. I still don't think I bought any of the records. Where were you at? Right here. Alright. What's the next one we got? Ooh. Cannibal Adderley. I Got It Bad and That Ain't Good. Another gift. Good jazz album. This is around... I didn't start to get into jazz until later. I was still classic rock and such. Cannibal Adderley. Not much to say about that one. I didn't buy it myself. Some of these records have been sitting on my shelf in spots where there isn't much movement, so dust just collects. And I'm picking it up and I'm putting it up in front of my face, and I'm breathing in all that dust. Ooh, yeah. Doobie Brothers, Captain and Me. This is another gatefold. It's got a picture of the Doobie Brothers, presumably with the Captain. One of the interesting things I've found is that looking at a shelf, it's really better to have records that don't have anything on them because you can actually read what it says, opposed to something with this heavy piece of plastic over it that you can barely read it. You know? Ooh, another America album. Holiday. Pretty good. Got a picture frame on the back. I didn't get what that was until like recently. I took it out and I set it on my desk to listen to it because I don't have a stand to hold records while I listen to them yet. And I was like, oh, I know what that is. I thought it was a coffin forever. I was like, why is there a coffin on the back of it? Is that where they're taking a holiday out to the woods? Burying somebody. Woo! But no, it's a picture frame. This is one from I started getting from like a local record store. Alright, what do we got next? What is this? Ooh, Led Zeppelin. I've never been a big Led Zeppelin fan, but I got this one because it had some classic tunes on it, like Black Dog. I would try to show you all the gatefold on this, but if I hold it like this, the whole way it's supposed to, the record will fall out. So I've got to kind of pinch the bottom. But yeah, that's the gatefold on it. Pretty neato. Only Led Zeppelin album I own. I think we've got another America album next. So all these now are going to be ones that I've bought from like actual stores. Yeah, Holiday, my favorite America album. This one's pretty neat. It's got some good songs on it. It's from their 80s stuff, which usually isn't very popular. Most people like, you know, A Horse with No Name, stuff like that. But I think their 80s material is pretty good. I heard they're planning on touring soon again. Or making new music soon again. Ooh, David Bowie. You got, what is this, Diamond Dogs? Yeah, Diamond Dogs. I'll let y'all appreciate the beauty of the Bowie dog. Sadly, I do not have the one with the unairbrushed, you know, dog wee wee. Inside is just like, you know, that. Pretty neat. Pretty sure they only had the gatefold so they could show the full Bowie dog. Really weird one, actually. I remember on the ride home, they were asking me like, okay, so what did you get? I was like, how do you explain that? He doesn't even look human in that. All the Bowie covers are like really odd, except for like, you know, Stardust. But all the ones after that, I think he like makes an effort to make sure that you have to like explain, oh, that's just the art style of it to, you know, whoever's asking you about him. He's got an art to it. Yeah, the Nightfly. Steely Dan, been my favorite band since I was like 16. So it's been a few years. 3 years. So pretty good. Nightfly, I think that's the first, because Fagan, you know, Fagan and Becker, the two guys. Nightfly is pretty good. Pretty good. I actually do prefer Kamakiriad a little more than Nightfly, but Nightfly is still a classic. Right back to it. I remember what first time I went to go get it because I was like, one of the records I've been looking for forever is Asia. And my first time going to the store, all I had was the East Street Corridor. It's the new live album. I was like, their live stuff's kind of stinky, especially since Becker passed. I remember I saw a video where you're not supposed to stand up at the concerts, where they're like shouting and yelling at. I think somebody got up to go to the bathroom and Fagan's like shouting and yelling at him. He's like swearing at him. Really good, Joe Walsh. Really good guitarist. You know, in my personal opinion, I think he's what made Eagles good. You know, without them, no Hotel California, which happens to take Steely Dan influence from what I've heard. But I do prefer Joe Walsh's records over the Eagles, though, because I can listen to Joe Walsh's records online. That's why I don't own an Eagles album. I'm in protest. I won't buy their albums until I can listen to them online. So yeah, Joe Walsh. But seriously, folks, some good instrumental stuff on here. Like, what is it? Yeah, it's theme from Boat Weirdos and Inner Tube. They go from one track to the next, and they're really good guitar stuff. A lot of good slide on here. I actually bought this and didn't realize how good it was, because I got back into the Joe Walsh's stuff, especially this album later, after I bought it. Just next we got Chicago. I was told this one was really good. Person who gave me the other few albums told me that Chicago is like one of their favorite bands. They're kind of like a jazz rock type deal. I prefer Transit Authority, but they didn't have it whenever I went to go buy it. But this one's still pretty good. It's got some good songs on it. I like to listen to it whenever I cook. I feel like it makes me cook better. Makes me cook like a southern white woman. Get a little bit of soul food in ya, brother. What do we got next? What do we got next? Ooh, is that another Bowie? Yeah. Scary Monsters. Scary Monsters is a pretty good one. I remember this is the first time I watched Classic Album Review. It's old British white guy. He made an album and he said this was like his favorite Bowie album, I want to say, and that's the reason I bought it. And then I went to go listen to it, and It's No Game played, and it was like some Korean woman speaking in Korean, and I didn't understand what they were saying. And I was like, what the hell? How the hell did I get sold on this? This is dope. And one of the real things I've learned is a stamp of quality in new records. Made in Germany. If it's made in Germany, it's usually pretty high quality. They've got really good quality control over here. Over there. Over there. Is there no sleeve on this one? Did I take a sleeve off of this one? Going crazy already. Woo! I feel like I took a sleeve off it. No, I bought this one new. It didn't have a sleeve. No. What do we got next? Ooh, my last Hendrix album I bought. I think this one is like a bootleg. One, it's like really shiny, you're noticing. And look how like flimsy it is. It's almost like it's handmade. But it sounds pretty good for, being really flimsy. It's Polydor. Made in... Oh, this is a German copy of it. No wonder it sounds good. Gosh dang, I'm finding Germany happens to make some pretty good pressings. Where is it? There's no copyright date on it. So yeah, that pretty much cements it. It's a off-brand German print. Cool. No. Put that in the wrong order. Oh, I think I have Steely Dan next. Yeah, Pretzel Logic. Pretty good album. Is this a gatefold? Yes, it is. It's got the band in front of an eagle. Kind of odd, but yeah. Steely Dan, Pretzel Logic. Favorite track from this one is definitely title track or Parker's Band. E Street Toodaloo. East Street Louis Toodaloo. In Ellington. Duke cover. Pretty good. They're kind of what got me into Duke Ellington. A lot of the old jazz stuff. Because, you got the Pete Fountaine, which starts my, listening to jazz. I like jazz music. And then you have my Steely Dan influence, which they're big jazz guys. So, really start getting into jazz. What do we got here? The Moody Blues, Question of Balance. I never heard of the Moody Blues whenever I bought this. I just bought it because it looked cool. It's got a big gatefold, so you can get that big cover. And on the inside, not much anything. Kind of like the Bowie thing. I think they did just so they could fit the full cover on there. It's not bad. I've heard there's better stuff. I actually have another one of theirs. Because they're a big prog thing. I got it in the prog later. What do we got here? America. No title on this one. But it was produced by George Martin of the Beatles, which are lacking in my collection because I don't like the Beatles. Well, that's not fair. I don't like how I can't listen to their original material because everything I go to watch or listen to has been some sort of redo this, redo that. You know, I can't listen to one of their albums without being 100, demo tracks and this and that's on it. Like my first time listening to Sergeant Pepper, I listened to halfway through and then I saw, because way YouTube Music does it, if there's some addition to it or something special, it'll be like one of these, one of these. It'd be like one of these, so and so 2019, that, one of these. And after like the halfway point, maybe? No. It's right before A Day in the Life. A Day in the Life had one of those on it. I was like, oh, I guess that's a demo track or a song that wasn't on the original one. So I did listen to it. I got halfway through. They were saying goodbye, bye bye. I was like, that's really short. I don't know why people think that album's so good. And I just didn't. And I never have. Even after learning that, I haven't gone back to listen to it. I just don't care for it. It's not bad music. Because I might show you all my CDs later. I have to go out to the garage to get that. I might do a different video for CDs. One of my CDs, first CDs I own, which is really where I got my musical taste from, was Beatles 1. So I was listening to all their, number one hits, I want to say. And I kind of liked their stuff. I liked Hey Jude and all that. And that's what made me want to kind of listen to more of their stuff. But besides that, not a lot. I like, I think, George Harrison does some good stuff afterwards. One of the first triple albums, I want to say. Billy Joel. Another guy, East Coast. A lot of good songs on this one. Billy Joel with this band. You got, what is it? Liberty DeVito. He's one of the guys that has been with Billy Joel for a while. I kind of like Billy Joel's music. Not his best album, I'd say. Or not, that is his best album. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I think my favorite is one of the ones coming up later, way later. But I do get a lot of Billy Joel stuff. A lot of his earlier stuff and some of his later stuff, like late after stuff. But I like his music. Ooh, Chick Corea Piano Improvisations Volume 1. One of the first jazz records that I personally bought. Without suggestion of somebody else. I'd say Chick Corea is probably one of my favorite, jazz people. Him and Herbie Hancock both make pretty good stuff. I remember I was at a record store, and this is after I created my list, which is I'll point out after a certain point when I started collecting off my list. But I had a list, so I saw something in there, so it was Corea Hancock, and I was like, what? My two favorite jazz people did a studio together, and they did two of the same performance. I was like, I ought to give that a listen when I get home to see if I want it before I just buy it. And I'm glad I did, because it was horrible. It's them, two pianos right next to each other just playing. Which I'd say I'm pretty, I can listen to music and understand what I'm listening to. But after a certain point, it just becomes gibberish. Two pianos, them both, them doing that. It's just gibberish. I was laughing. I was like, God, I'm so glad I didn't waste a spot on the list for that. Because they've been goofy. I would have got home and listened to that and just America, debut album. It's got A Horse with No Name on it, which is the song they're known for, besides Tin Man. Pretty good, I'd say. Next we have, Weather Report, another good jazz album. Another jazz album, because I was like, Weather Report, they got the album with the hat on it. That was a good one. I like Birdland. And I always face it that way, but this is the back cover. This is the front cover. It's different. It's a different color. I didn't like this when I first listened to it. I was like, it sounds janky. It's in jazz they say, oh, it's all about hitting the wrong notes and making it sound good. But damn, bro, they hit all the wrong notes. It don't sound good at all. But I've warmed up to it. I like it a little more now. I appreciate some of the rhythm and blues they've added to it. A lot of that. I like it. It's not bad. I mean, I'm not gonna be listening to it woo! I'm not gonna do that, but I'll give it a listen and I can appreciate it a little more now. What's we get next? Another jazz album, Return to Forever. Chick Corea. This is his like big band. I've got another one of theirs. Hymn of the Seventh Galaxy, which you can't listen to online. They just don't have it online. So and you think I think this is kind of where they start to transition from jazz fusion to prog rock, which are kind of like I'd say twins. You have prog rock, you have jazz fusion. Prog kind of takes more classical influence, but it's got some jazz too. And jazz fusion is like the opposite. It's like two genres staring at the same glass. It's like I'm jazz. I want to do some rock and funk stuff. I'm rock and funk. I want to do some jazz and classical stuff. It's perfect. I think they're very similar, which is how you get a band like Return to Forever, where they can have a jazz album with guitars on it, like it's really good. Really, really good. And that was actually a gift as well. Same person who got me the, what is it? Bags Groove. What do we get next? Duke Ellington. Piano Reflections. Piano Reflections. Another good one. I feel like the more and more we're starting to get the ones that I bought recently. Like I like Duke Ellington one. That's one of my favorite. Like I'm reading a book. I want to listen to music. Herbie Hancock, Future Shock. I really wanted Headhunters, and I went and I was like, it's Herbie Hancock, can't be that bad. It's still a pretty good one, but I remember laughing when I first listened to it. Because I went to go... So, like, one of the things I started doing whenever I started getting vinyl is I'd start to, like, read the back, read the front. I'd be like, oh, no. So now anytime I listen to music, I go and I'll read their Wikipedia page on it, like the artist and the music itself. And I remember going and listening to this one. I was like, not a lot on there. It just has like, it says Rocket on it. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, never mind. Reading the Wikipedia, it was like one of the first rap jazz albums. I was like, what the fuck, rap jazz? Because at the time, I was kind of still in my like rock, jazz fusion. I didn't get into hip hop and rap until later. So I was like, I'll give it a listen, and being like, it's not that bad. It's not bad. I've really warmed up to that one. I really like that one now. I can really appreciate how good it is. Alright, first King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard album. I remember I was showing my dad my record collection. And I was like, hey Dad, you wanna know a really good new band? King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. He was like, King Gizzard and the what? Huh? He thinks it's really funny. But it's one of their jazz albums. Kind of jazz albums. I like it. It's got some good songs on it, King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard. That's one of the newer bands that I really like. I've got maybe one or two more of their records on here. I don't remember. Oh yeah, we got America. We got... What is this one? This one is... It's Harbor and Hideout. Hideout. Really good one. Oh, front back. They do be hiding out for the past 10, 20 years. It's like they're pretty good at hiding out, Billy Joel's Street Life Serenade. My second favorite Billy Joel album. It's got some really good ones on it. This is him in... I want to say this is before he moved back to New York. So he's West Coast living. Not liking it very much. But it's got some good singing on it, Some of his earlier stuff has got really good singing on it. Back when he could really hit those high notes. It wasn't pretending to or having somebody else do it for him on live shows. Pink Floyd. My only Pink Floyd album so far. Probably my favorite one. It's really kind of worn down, but I like it a lot. This is my second favorite Pink Floyd album, I'd say. Maybe third. Because if I say my first favorite Pink Floyd album is Atom Heart Mother, I might get a few angry, few angry people in my comment section. If there's any, Because, as much as I'm making videos, 306 videos last I checked, I do be having, like, one reoccurring subscriber. That's RC. I like you, RC. Keep commenting on my videos. The Chase NATO crew. I'm sending a heart out to all of you. All of you. Y'all are the only people who watch my videos. Besides, like, my friends. Personally. So I appreciate you guys. I hope I'm not butchering that name. Because y'all are of, like, different tongue than me. So if it's not RC and I'm, like, offending you, I'm very sorry. Alright. Let's get back to it. RC. That's fucking goofy AF. Band on the Run. Paul McCartney. I like Paul McCartney stuff with Band on the Run. I think the title track is really good. I also like... What else is it? Is it Jungle something? It's got a good beat to it. I think all the songs in this are pretty good. We're starting to get near the end. Oh no. Not really. These all just feel like I bought them recently. 52nd Street. This is Billy Joel's jazz album, kinda. I remember what is it? It is, After Zanzibar. Stiletto. I was like, Stiletto, the first jazz bit sounds really familiar to it. I was digging everywhere. I was like, where have I heard this before? It's in my brain. It's embedded in my memories. I know I've heard this before. And then at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I sat up in bed and said, I knew it. Cars. And I went, and you know the scene where they're trying to make the truck fall asleep? And it goes, brown-a-doo, brown-a-doo-doo, the like smooth saxophone? Stiletto. The very first beginning of Stiletto. I was like, my brain at night works better than my brain in the morning, which is why I'm so very glad that I work night shift. Because this video... it's probably like 11 o'clock at night right now. I'm at my peak. My brain be working. Alright, next. Ooh, Chick Corea and Gary Burton. I like their stuff they do together. My favorite one of theirs is Duet. That's probably like one of my favorite jazz albums of all time. Just like steady jazz, no jazz fusion. Yeah, Lyric Suit Force Sextet. Pretty good one. Ha, sex. Alright. Let's go on. Alright, what do we get next? We have... Oh, Steve Miller Band, Brave New World. I actually bought this one not knowing that Paul McCartney did work on this one. It's pretty good. It's got a good gatefold to it. I might actually tell you what I'm looking for now, because the list does change very often. So the list is different from week to week, but I'll tell you what the current list is, and I might update it in my, what is it? Community posts. I might, update, if I update the list, I'll share it on my community posts. I do it on my Discogs. That's how I kind of keep, my updated list. Hello, David Bowie, his ambient album. Everybody does, If you're a rock star for long enough, you're gonna go damn ambient. I'm not gonna say it's bad. I like ambient. I think Radiohead did it better though. Ah yes, Murder of the Universe. The hardest record in my album to explain, except for the newest one. Because it's got a banger cover. It looks like it's a metal album, but it's not. Yeah, you got Tale of the Altered Beast, the Lord of Lightning versus Balrog, and Hantayumi and the Murder of the Universe. It's got a booklet with it, because I bought these new. No, maybe no. Also got the Vomit vinyl, which I normally avoid buying colored vinyl because it's lower quality. It sounds kind of, you get that classic, intro to, what is it? I was listening to something recently and I really liked it. It was Something Anywhere, Something Anything. It's got Hello, It's Me on it. Todd Rundgren, something like that. And it's got the intro. It's called The Record Game or something like that. I really liked it. I've actually really been thinking about adding that to the list. But I've got a little booklet, and it's got all the lyrics and little color things to it. I really like that because it makes me feel like I have I'm putting money towards a band I like, you know? I hope they continue to release, as many albums a year as they can. Because 5 albums a year is crazy, especially whenever they're really good albums. Like, 2015 or 2017, I think that's when they did that. I think they're a really good band. They're really gaining traction. Like, one of the communities I'm a part of now is they are big fans of Frank Zappa, which I'm a big, big fan of Frank Zappa now. And they talk about, King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard a lot. The Bridge, my favorite Billy Joel album. It's his real jazz album. Favorite songs on it: American Woman, Baby Grand, Big Man on Mulberry Street, Alozi Modawe. Fantastic songs. He did a little work with Ray something. Blind guy. Blind jazz piano guy. I'll think of the name later and I'll shout it in the middle of my sleep. 3 in the morning, my neighbor's gonna hear me shout, Ray Charles! I found it! Ray Charles came to the tip of my mind. It was there. The next two are ones that I didn't buy or get gifted. I bought a record player that used one, like one of the used Crosley ones, and it had these two with it. And I was like, they're not bad, I'll keep them, We have The Voices of Hip Hop, which it's got some good songs on. It's got Poison, Mama Said Knock You Out, Push It, Choice Is Yours, Don't Sweat the Technique, Motown Philly, People Every Day, Fight the Power, Unity, and No Diggity. Public Enemy, Fight the Power. Funny story. I'm on my way to work, and to get on the work, it's a far, long drive, so I have to get on the intersection, right? Before I get on the intersection, I'm on the road near my house. I see this empty semi-truck, this massive, dinner table-sized Public Enemy sticker on the back of it, and all on all the sides, everything, Public Enemy everywhere. It's like, damn, these people like Public Enemy. And guess what? I get on the interstate, they could be going to the next exit over or to the other side of the country. They could be going anywhere. I get back on the exit where I'm supposed to be going. Guess what? Public Enemy truck. I felt like brotherhood with that person. I was like, oh my God, bro. We have a brain psychic connection. I was like, I don't care what, I'm listening to Public Enemy tonight. And I did. And I was like, it's not bad. But yeah, it's a little bit of a story time there. Where we at? The next one is also one of the ones that I found with the record player. It is Mariah Carey. Not bad. You'll notice a lack of women singing in this. There's a reason. I'm all about the boys. In a vocal way. I just like the way they sound. There's very few women singers that don't feel like I'm getting, shouted at in the Walmart parking lot. Ooh, what's going on, Marvin Gaye? This is the beginning of my collection of things on the list. This one I bought. Oh, the list is the thing I'm using to find out where I was at. I'll read it out to you at the end and when I got this one. But really good rhythm and blues, classic Motown record. With a gatefold, with the classic Black artist montage of people. I will show it to you 2 more times. They tend to do it, and I love it. I love the style. I love the way they sound. He has fantastic singing. I want to say he has the JBs as a backing band. The JBs, maybe. Maybe I'm thinking of a different band, but he has really good album. Next thing we get is a classic, one of my favorite albums of all time, Asia, Steely Dan, 2-sided with a gatefold. The gatefold is a journalist talking about how he was invited to watch them play in the studio, record in the studio, and they treated him like, an ass. And he was like, I thought they wanted me to be here to do this, but they treated me mean. And then he finds out that them being the cool guys they are, this is the way I'm interpreting the story, invited him just so they could be an asshole to him and make him write the inside to the gatefold. So it's like a big story. I really like it. I don't know if I interpreted that right. I had to like sit down, listen to some of the Pete Fontaine's Golden Favorites just to like understand it, because like journalism, the way the guy wrote, I haven't read it since. I ought to reread it and understand what they're saying. But that's kind of like the gist I got out of it. But really, really good album. One of the ones I've been looking for since I started. Like, first time going to an actual record store, this is what I was looking for. And it's really good. That one's also off the list. All the ones that passed that one, on the list. What do we get next? What do we get next? So these ones are going to be really curated, ones I can actually talk about. Days of Future Past by the Moody Blues. I love the cover on this one. I've listened to it about 2 times. It's not bad. It's kind of early symphonic prog. I say prog because I don't like the name. Progressive rock doesn't really fit it. What they call it is symphonic rock, which then you get into how the hell is Rush symphonic rock? Like, where the hell the symphony at, brother? They take classical influences, is what prog kind of means. Because it doesn't have to be symphonic, it just has to take classical or jazz influences. It's like, where the jazz at in Rush? I think y'all just want to claim like a really good band as being prog, but it isn't. It ain't. I don't get it. Somebody explain it to me. I don't get how Rush is prog. You know, as much as YouTube wants to push that prog classics, Rush, yes, listen to Tom Sawyer. It's a good band. I really like their stuff, but I don't get how that's prog. That just don't strike me as prog, you know? Really good album. The album cover, even now, I have to sit and like look at it for a minute to actually see things in the album cover. And whenever I do, I sit there and I look at it for like an hour. I like it. It's really good. Yeah. One of the first prog albums are symphonic rock. I like symphonic rock better. I feel like that really defines what prog is. What is the next one? Talking about prog, we got the man himself, the 21st century schizoid man, Gatefold, with the little man in his head. This one's really, really good. Getting into symphonic rock, kind of like, it was an uphill battle for me. Because my first few times listening to this, I get through, the first song, second song, third song. I was sleeping. I was straight up sleeping. I can't think of the name of this song. But it's literally just like, it's like somebody like running through a field of pots and pans for like 15 minutes. It's a long ass song. It's really boring. Alright. Next. Where's that? Come on, man. You can't be losing your paper. Where'd the paper go? After that, it's not that. There it is. Oh. Another really good one I listen to a lot. There's a riot going on. Sly and the Family Stone, featuring the iconic Black Person Music photo collage. I'm telling you, it's something they do. I love it. With the Gatefolds, classic album. I love it. This is where it kind of started getting into more funk music, I got the Parliament shirt on for a reason, brother. I got the Parliament shirt on for a reason. I like funk music because it kind of takes, jazz, rock, boom, ba-da-da. I like it. And I like black people whenever they sing. I think they have, like, naturally better vocals than us. Like, I don't know what it is. They just built different, brother. They just built different. Alright, next is another good prog one. Yes, Fragile. Yeah, you got the JoJo song on this. Because that's kind of how I found Yes. I was like, damn, bro. Roundabout is a good-ass song. It's got a little bit of funky sound to it. And then I got into Yes, and this is the only album of theirs that I really like a lot. Close to the Edge is also very good. I think this one I really got into because you really get into why this is a prog symphonic rock band. They've got actual like classical songs on here. Like Cans and Brahms, Fourth Symphony in E minor, third movement. I like The Fish. I think The Fish is really good. Alright, next. What we got next? Another good prog album. Return to Forever, Romantic Warrior. That's the other Return to Forever album. I've got maybe two more of them. I'll read the list later. But yeah, Return to Forever, really good one. You see Chick Corea and the band on the back. Really good. I like this one. I was surprised I found it so easily because it was that like inside of a furniture store. That's one of the ones I go to that's around here. And I was like, bruh, who inside of a furniture store? Then we have a Butchered album. This one hurts me to look at. Why? Because you destroyed a good piece of art to make something that's kind of crappy. It was a gift. I'm not going to say I don't like it. It just hurts me inside. I don't even know who the hell these men on the cover are. Like, I look at this, I go, Hotel California. Where is, what's his name? Where is, come on, what's his name? No, that's not it. Where is, should be that hard to find. No, where's it at? Where is, come on, my dad likes him. Think of it. What the fuck? It should say down here. I'm looking at the back. There's nothing on the back. Where is, I'm dying. I'm gonna shout it in a second. I'm gonna be like, I'll put it back. Whenever I think of it, I will shout his name. I keep thinking of a B name, like Billy. Billy doesn't sound right. I'm dying here. I'll think of it, and I'll shout it out as loud as I can. I'll be like, boom! First Frank Zappa album. I actually bought these this Saturday, these next 4. And they're all new. They're really good. Frank Zappa Apostrophe. I just started getting into this one. It's good. It's really good. You got Don't Eat the Yellow Snow, Nanook Rubs It, St. Alfonso's Pancake Breakfast, Father Oblivion, Cosmic Debris, Executive Force Apostrophe, Uncle Remus, and Stinkfoot. Stinkfoot's a banger. Yeah, Frank Zappa. I can't say anything that hasn't been said good about it before. Alright, next thing. We got Herbie Hancock Headhunters. Another really good one I've been looking for forever. Like, it's second on the list. It's been on there forever. Really good one. It's a high quality 180 gram audiophile vinyl pressing. It's really good sounding. I like this one a lot. Front and back, bro. Front and back. Does this say gatefold? No, it's not a gatefold. Why did I think that? Alright. Next, we got the Arctic Monkeys, The Car. Really, really new album. I think it's got really good bass work on it. Like, this one took the place of, what is it? Bootsy Collins Rubber Band? Bootsy Collins Rubber Band. It was Bootsy's the name. The name's Bootsy Baby. Because that one has really good, Bootsy Collins, one of the best, not to pull the shirt open, but like, really good bass player, He's got talking about his Chocolate Star and all that. This one's got really good bass. Not as good as that, but I just like, it's got some kind of goofy songs to it. I think it's good, but it doesn't take itself seriously enough for me to really like it. It's like Parliament, never been a band that took itself too seriously, but, I think it gets too outlandish. Like with the opening, Pinocchio Theory, you fake the funk, your nose grows. It's not bad. I like it a lot. The Cars, Arctic Monkey. Then we get to the most recent one. This one was recommended me by a coworker. He's a big fan of theirs. Dead Kennedys. Now, this album blew my mind. It's good. Fresh fruit for rotting vegetables. You get a back and a front. It's a punk band from the 80s. You know, so you're bound to get something interesting here. A lot of political satire. Can't live it. And a poster. I've been missing out on all the posters. I showed y'all one poster and just skipped over the rest. So, poster. And that is my record collection so far. And now I'll get to the list of stuff I'm looking for right now. Bound to change, I'm telling you, bound to change. But I'll go ahead and read it out to you right now. Alright, so I'll go ahead and show you all each page. A lot of blacked out stuff, you see, right? All those songs that didn't make the cut. Basically, with this, if I can go, yeah, I'd be fine not having this, I black it out. I don't even care if I don't have anything to fill the spot, I black it out. So, first one we have that I had, first one on the list, been on there the longest, Nevermind by Nirvana, 1991, banger. Next on the list, Headhunters, Herbie Hancock, 1973, which I got 2/11/23. Next down below is Fragile by Yes, 1972. I got that one 11/25/22. Next is Kamakiria, Don Fagan, 1993. Haven't got that one yet. And right below that one is Asia, Steely Dan, 1977. Got that one 10/24/22. Next below that we have Speaking in Tongues, Talking Houses. What does it say, Talking Houses? Talking Heads, 1983. Next we have In the Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson. That one was gotten 10/24/22. That one's from 1969. Then we have Days of Future Past, The Moody Blues, 1967, 10/24/22. What's Going On, Marvin Gaye, 1971, 10/8/22. There's a Riot Going On, Sly and the Family Stone, 1971, 10/24/22. Light as a Feather, Return to Forever, 1973. Chocolate and Cheese by Ween, 1994. Mothership Connection, Parliament, 1975. Shake Your Booty by Frank Zappa, 1979. Or is it Shake Your Booty? Joe's Garage, Frank Zappa, no date on it. We're Only in It for the Money, Frank Zappa, no date on it. Romantic Warrior, Romantic Warrior, Return to Forever, 11/25/22. Painted from Memory, Elvis Costello and Burt Bacharach, 1998. That feels really, I think it's 94 actually. I don't think it's 98 because that's really recent. Standing on the Verge of Getting It On, Funkadelic, 1994. Kid A, Radiohead, 2000. Freak Out, Frank Zappa, 1966. The Car, Arctic Monkeys, 2/11/23. Apostrophe, Frank Zappa, 1974, 2/11/23. Tommy, The Who, Quadrophenia, The Who. Then we get to Muswell Hillbillies by the Kinks, 1971. Gaucho by Steely Dan, 1980. Post-Pop Depression, Iggy Pop, 2016. Trout Mask Replica, Beefheart and His Magical Band, 1969. And then Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, Dead Kennedys, 1980, 2/11/23. And then I should be able to read to you all the ones that didn't make the cut. Because they're kind of blacked out, but if you look at it in the light, you can read it kinda. Yeah, kinda. Somewhat. I won't bother with it. Alright, and that is my entire record collection plus the list and its current momentality. I want to say it does have 2 open spots. 2 open spots. I haven't updated it to the point where it has 2 open spots. There's 2 that aren't on there anymore. Maybe. I'll check later and update y'all. Alright, this has been Sheep Shack. See y'all next time. Oh.